You guys can. All right. So what we need to do is install Selenium first. So for that, if you guys have, so let's just go through how we install packages in general, right? So what you do is you open this thing called Anaconda prompt, right? So on your computers, you just open Anaconda prompt. So search for it. If you installed Spider through Anaconda, you should have the prompt, right? And once we are in this Anaconda prompt, all you have to do is write this command pip install Selenium. So because I already have this installed, so this is what I get, but you guys should get something else and then you should be able to install it, right? So try it out and just install Selenium because that is what we would need for the web scraping part of this class today, which is like what we're doing mostly today, right? So you guys can try it out in parallel. Okay, so like once you guys are done, just let me know, and then we'll just wait till 7:15, I guess, just one more minute to see if we get on it. And I'll also be back. So I'll be back in a moment.
For me, it's showing as a collecting Selenium and it's a downloading like that. It's a error. It's a error or it's downloading.
No. It's downloading. So it's fine. It's happening. Okay.
But I
Others?
have a error also in the last one. A pipe dependency resolve doesn't currently take into your package like that. End of that.
What does it say exactly?
Pipe dependency resolver doesn't correctly take into the account all the packages that are installed. Few packages are not installed, I think so. Like that only it's saying.
But does it stop after that, or does it just give you a warning?
After that, it was showing again yes that C drive user /HP. After successfully installed, some error. I think not all the packages are included.
I think it's not an error. So, like, do one thing: go back to your Spider and type import Selenium,
One
and then see if you get an error. You should not get an error.
or import Selenium. No module was named like that.
Then it did not get installed. All right, we'll fix that. How about others? Gopala question, were you able to install?
It's installing.
It is still installing?
Yes.
Okay. Himanshi?
I have installed it.
You have not, so you don't have Spider on your computer yet?
No, I have installed it. It's done.
Okay, great. Perfect. So let's do one thing. Ramchan, can you like share your screen? I don't know if that's like if you have that option, but if you like, let me stop share. And then can you try sharing your screen so we can see what error there is, and then maybe we can try to fix it. Now, Japneet, can others also share their screen?
Yes. Everybody can share the screen.
Okay. So Ramcharan, why don't you share your screen so we can see what's the error?
Yeah, it's showing me error as a host was disabled the sharing screen like that. While I'm clicking that share screen.
So
Host disabled participant screen sharing. Permission.
right now try. It should work now. So if you try now, it will work. Okay, yeah. All right. Fixed dependency resolver not currently taking into account all the packages that are installed. Let's go down only. Like, let's keep. Okay, yeah, let's just see the. Okay, why don't you install the package that it says it needs, right? So type pip install and then this RUAMEL underscore YAML. Just type that. Last line only. That is where you take, not above. Just go down. Yeah. Just click. Yeah, just type. Yeah, start typing. Pip install.
Sorry to interrupt. How can I check whether it's completely installed or not?
So it says that requirement already satisfied, right? So when it says that requirement already satisfied, then so this is you should already have like Selenium. So pip install Selenium. You type this, right?
Yeah, it was completed, I think so, because I didn't get error this time.
Yeah. So then now go to your spider,
Yeah,
then type install Selenium. Sorry, import Selenium.
I have to put enter. I clicked enter, but
What?
yeah, after typing that import Selenium, it's showing, I have to click enter, na?
Just click enter.
Yeah, already did.
So what did it say?
The module named Selenium, module not found error, so showing us error.
Okay, so just make sure the spelling is right first, that it is fine. And then if the spelling is right, then you should like just restart it once.
Spelling it's right. Okay, just restart that one. Okay, you can start that one. You can continue. I will do that.
All right, so that's what, once we do that, let's go back. Now, so we need this module to scrape, right? So the first thing you would need to scrape is you would need to like import some sort of a website, right? So if we do import Selenium, like I've done it here, so import Selenium, right? So I already have a code written up for it. And then there is like last time we were talking about different types of functions. And then these are sort of the functions that we use. So we use Webdriver is the first thing that we will use, right? So let's just use Webdriver. And I'm going to use Firefox to sort of run my thing. But if you don't have Firefox, you can use other things also. So whatever browser you have, you can use that browser. Just basically change the name. So now I use this variable FP, and in this variable FP, I'm using the class or basically the functionality WebDriver from Selenium. And then I'm creating a profile with Firefox. This FP is what we are going to use to connect to the internet or basically to any website that we want, right? So all I do is I just type in that and I say FP is equals to webdriver.firefox profile, right? And now what we can do is we can like, now we are creating an instance of that thing, right? So Firefox FP. So this is the command that I type next. And see, now this has like created this window. Can you guys see like a blank window on my computer? So that blank window was created by this driver. So this I call it driver because that is essentially what it is. Now, if you guys are not getting this on your computer, let me know. And then we can like fix. I'm probably sure like that this has something to do with like other dependencies that you may not have or something like that. But it's as simple as that, right? Like all I did was let me do this unlocking so we can see this parallelly, right? So this is where we have the window, and then if I say driver dot get, so I
That if we
say
can, oh, Prankur, we cannot see what you're doing. Since you have undocked, तब से देख नहीं पा रहे.
now, can you guys see my whole screen? No. Let me actually. Now, can you see the whole screen? Right?
Yes.
So what did we do? First thing we did was we imported this thing called Webdriver from Selenium, and as the name suggests, it's going to drive the web, right? And then in Webdriver, I use something called as a Firefox profile because I want to use a Firefox is like the web browser that I'm using. If you guys are using some other browser, you can use that. But if you have Firefox on your system already, then it's best to like stick with Firefox because like that's what I'm using, and then we can like work with that together. If you don't have Firefox, then maybe we can like sorry. Then we can like talk about Chrome or other browsers. But like if you have Firefox, nothing like. So I just take a variable name FP, and then in that I create a Firefox profile, right? And you don't have to understand much about it. You can basically imagine that this is like just something we are telling Python that, okay, we are going to use Firefox for this. So you can like, there are other options that you can insert in.
I have an error. It's showing depreciating warning. Firefox profile has been deprecated.
Okay,
Please use an option subject.
But that's a warning, right? It's not an error.
So there is no issues with that. Can I move forward?
Yeah. So warnings are usually, so it's usually there because it's an old function or something like that, right? So like Python tells you to update, but that's fine. Like if you're just getting a warning, that's okay. If you don't get any error, that should be fine. If it's just a warning, it's okay.
Yeah, continue. Thank you.
Yeah. So that is what we do. If WebDriver.Firefox profile, and then so this is just to tell essentially Python that we want to use Firefox for this WebDriver that we have imported. Now, next thing we do is we say, okay, now let's just let's link to Firefox. How do we link to Firefox? We pass this profile into the Firefox library of WebDriver, and then we store that whole link. So this command, it's creating a link to the web. And now this link is being stored in this variable called driver so that we can do other things with this link, right? We need to like send things, we need to change things and all of that. So that is what we do in this line. And the next line, I was just showing you, let's try to open up a website and then see if we get any errors or not. We might get errors here, which is what most of like this part of the coding is about. It's about detecting errors and trying to fix them. You see what happened? Now we got like Google here. Isn't that cool? So that is what you can do. Like with these 4 lines of code, your computer can open up any website that you want. Just 4 lines. 1, 2, 3, 4. And in fact, like you can write this line in this line and then just 3 lines of code. Okay, let's wait until everyone gets to this place where they can open Google.
Could you please check? Can I share my screen?
Okay, yeah, like in just a minute, but like other people, just like make sure that you have this thing. You can take like a screenshot of your screen or something if you want to keep trying. And now we can try to fix issues that people have. Okay. Wait, let me stop share. Okay, yeah, so like that's one of the most common issues. Gecko driver executable needs to be in path, and you will get this error, right? Like most of you will get this error. So let's see how to resolve that error, right? Like it's a very simple thing. All we need to do is, so Gopal Krishna, I'm going to stop your screen from being shared, okay? And then I'm just going to go back to my screen so we can go back, okay? So this is, you guys can see my screen again?
Yes,
Yes.
yes.
So what was the issue? The issue was Gecko driver executable. See, it already knows. Like this is one of the most common thing, right? So it basically says that first of all, you will need to download. Let's see what all you need to do. So I'm new to programming, blah, blah, blah. And then this is the exception the person gets. And then the exception eventually says Gecko driver executable needs to be in path. This is the same thing that Gopal Krishnan showed us, right? So we need to see, okay, so what is the solution that people propose? People say, first of all, you will need to download the latest executable Gecko driver from here to run latest Firefox using Selenium. And so let's click on that. And then, okay, we want to go to that page. Now, wait, it should have sent us to directly, but okay. If it doesn't send you, just type download Gecko driver. Right? And once you do that, see here, like, so this is Mozilla Gecko driver releases. And now you can see here, they have Windows, they have Mac OS, they have Linux, they have every operating system that you can have. So just download that file, the respective file, that will be a zip file, just download it, and then download like one of these, depending on what computer you have. And then download that file and unzip it, and then I'll tell you where to copy it on your computer, right? So, but the first thing you do is you just download it. And then once you're done downloading, let me know. So basically, where should you, like paste that file? So you should try to see what your directory is, right? So if you go on the left side of the screen, and if you have like a file here, right, you'll have something like this here on top. Basically, this is the path where your file is located. This is like very small font, but if you just go to like files here, and then you will see, like this is the, so if I go to files on this tab, can you guys see that? Like this top panel. And then you see files. So basically the directory in which you store your Python file, or you save your Python like code, basically the code that you write on this left screen, wherever you save that, that is where you should copy paste this file that you are going to download. Okay. So once you're done, let us know.
After unzipping, what should I do? It's
After
download.
what?
After downloading.
So that was what I was saying. So like copy paste it to, so if I go to this blank file on my left, and if I say print, so I'm just showing you where to paste it, right? So if I do this, and then if I play run, so you see, this is where my file is being stored, right? This is the working directory that I have. So whatever you get on your computer for this working directory, you basically just store it in that directory. It's a cheating method. It's not the best method, but like it's shorter for right now. It's a quick fix. Just paste it in that directory, and then if you run your command, then it will work. Sorry. Throat is not doing too well. While we're waiting, so Ramcharan, were you able to fix your Selenium?
No, I'm facing the same issue. Whether I can try with any other Jupyter like that, maybe.
You can try Google Colab, no? I think you recommended Google Colab in the first class also. So if we go to colab.google, not sure if this works. If you go to Google Colab and then if you say import Selenium, yeah, I don't know how to install files on Google Colab, but this is not, because this is not a library that is by default there. Can I execute it in the current console? So execute what? I was executing it in that console only. Try it. What do you get? What error do you get? Gopalakrishnan? Also, Ramcharan, you can try this command. I'll paste it in the chat, and then basically just replace the numbers with what error you were getting earlier, or whatever error you're getting now. Right?
Okay.
So there is a number at the end, right? Like this is where I copy it from. So it's maybe that is what the problem is, that you don't have the right version. Did
Paste
you?
in the,
Go on.
I can paste in the spider, no? This one. The thing which was posted.
Yeah, you just copy it and no. So like these installation commands, they have to be pasted in Anaconda prompt. Spider, it won't run. So you see, like so we did this, no? We went to this Anaconda thing, like this prompt, the thing that I'm waving on the screen right now. And then that is where you should paste it.
Okay.
All right. It's all right. We have like 2 sessions to cover this, so we are not in a rush or anything. We can go slowly. Because as you saw, once you figure out how to like set these things up, like this basic setup, then after that it will be very, very quick.
Could you please repeat the process? Very sorry.
No, it's fine. Now, that's what we are here for today. So don't apologize. But so this was the first thing that we did, right? So we imported the WebDriver. Cool. The next thing we have to do is we create, like we tell Python that, okay, we want to use a Firefox thing. So also like something I didn't say earlier was when you're making this Firefox profile, you can pass arguments, which are like how big a window would you like and stuff like that. So, but you don't have to do it right now, right? So right now, let's just leave it at that, right? So we tell Python that what kind of a browser are we going to use? So we tell it, okay, Firefox profile. And then so whatever we told Python earlier, we use that information and then we tell WebDriver, open Firefox. So this line is basically WebDriver.Firefox. So like open Firefox and then using this thing, FP. So this is the profile that we want to use. And then just open it with that, right? So like once you type this line, then you should basically get an open window, right? Like here, if I type this, it'll take like a few seconds, but then you should get like a blank Firefox window there, right? So that's the procedure. And then after that, if you are done with that, then you can type get, and then whatever get you type, like whatever website, that website will open. So like this is the website that opened, right?
After downloading the Gecko driver, what should I do?
After downloading the Gecko driver, you have to copy it in a directory. Like you have to paste it in some directory, and the directory that you have to paste it, like how do you figure out which directory to paste it? What you can do is go to Spider, and then whatever you will have, like probably you will have one of these files, right? Like I have many files open, but like you will have one file open. So like there will be something, and then you will have author, and whatever your computer name is would be written here. Just type one command, or don't type anything, just press play. And when you press play, it will run. And then when it runs, it will tell you a directory, this working directory, WDIR. It basically tells you what directory you are in, right? And then this is the directory that you need to go and paste it in. There are multiple places where this directory is displayed, like here on top, between these like tabs. Like I can read C users, Gupta, Dropbox, blah, blah, blah. So it is being stored in that directory. So that is my working directory. You can click on files here, and then you can see what your directory is. But in this directory, you should have a Gecko driver. You see, I have my Gecko driver here in this directory. So that is what you should do. Paste it in that directory. There is also like a more complicated way to do this. We are avoiding that. We're just working with this simple way. Okay. Simran, are you also trying all of this out together with us, or no?
No, sir, I didn't try it.
Do you
Uh.
have Spider installed?
Yes.
Let's like try it. Like you also should try to maybe install Selenium first. And then how you do it is you open Anaconda prompt by clicking on. So do you have a Windows computer?
Yes, Windows 10.
Yeah. So Windows, just click on this Windows button and then type Anaconda. Sorry. Type Anaconda, and then once you type Anaconda there, you will see this prompt. Anaconda. Click on that or run it as an administrator, one of those two. And then once you do that, you will get this window. And then in this window, you should type pip install Selenium, PIP install Selenium, SELENIUM. And then tell me what if that works for you getting it. Okay. So can people report? Was anyone able to get to the Google page yet? Gopalakrishnan?
No.
What is the error that you are getting?
I think I have to copy that link from the directory.
Why don't you share screen and show us?
Yeah, I'll do that. It will be much better. Yeah. This is what the directory is, right? Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah. That is the directory.
But here is the gecko driver.
You have to copy the exe file. No, you're running that. Don't run it. Copy it. Okay. So go to the directory. Like open the folder where you installed this, where you downloaded it. Sorry. Just open that place. Show in folder. Click show in folder. Yeah. Now right click on that file. Now say
Copy.
extract. No.
Extract
to. Yeah, just click on extract to gecko driver version, whatever, like that. Yeah, click on that. And then others, if you're watching, like this is something that you also have to do, like follow along. So like you extracted it. Now click on that folder. Now copy this file that you see. Just copy. Now go back to your downloads. Wait a second. Let's do something else. Go back to your downloads.
Okay.
Yeah, click again, show in folder. Now paste it here. Just right click anywhere and paste. No, you right clicked on the category. Right, just press Ctrl V anywhere. Just press Ctrl V on your computer. Ctrl plus V, yeah. Now it is pasted. Cool. So you have gecko driver here, and looks like you were trying to do this earlier also. But okay, so we have gecko driver. Now what you should do is go back to your Python. Go back to Spider.
Spider.
Now go to file. Click on new file. Right. Now click on file again, or click on save as. So like, yeah, file, save as. Yeah. Now save this in your downloads. So click on downloads on the left. Yeah. And now save it here. Give it a name, maybe like scraping or whatever, or Python, intro to Python, whatever name you want to give. So whenever you're naming a file, never give a space in the name. put an underscore or just, yeah, like do that. And then dot pweb. And at the end, just write dot pweb. Yeah, and then save it. You don't have to do it. It's just something that it's nice to do. Okay. Now your working directory has changed to downloads. Now go in your console and then try that line again. So click up,
right.
up 3 times. Try it. Like click up 3 times. So click up the up key. Yeah. Okay, cool. Now enter. Okay, no. So sorry. Just run your web scraping file once more. There, just run. No, not this. Go, sorry, go to your Python thing and then, yeah, just click on play first.
Play.
Now try the command again.
Where is the command? Control C. Control V. Enter. Has that been done or not?
It should pop up Firefox. It will, so the command will be only done when you will get a new line, right? So right now your computer is still working on it. You don't click anywhere, don't go anywhere. This is taking too much time.
You could just check with others.
Firefox is opened actually. If you
Yeah, so you see the Firefox in the
Now
bottom.
Firefox. Now.
This is your scraping of Firefox.
So it's done.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Oh, we lost some. Okay. So, all right. So, Ramcharan, you're done importing Selenium. That's perfect. Would you also like download Gecko driver and then see whether it worked or not?
Yeah.
So it works now?
No, I have to try.
You have tried.
No, I have to do. Try.
Okay, go on. Then just like do it and then let's see. So Gopalakrishnan also see like this is the next command that you need to write. So this is what I have, right? So what did we do? We also wrote driver.get and then whatever website, right? So I typed Google here. Just try that out and see that your Firefox is opening Google. Or whatever website you want. I don't know. You can try IMDb. Like you can open basically any website that you want this with. Go back to. Okay, so we fixed. So we have 4 of you, and then we fixed this with 2. Jagdish, do you have Spider on your computer? Jagdish? Okay, we'll move to Simran. So Simran, did you like end up trying? Did it work?
Yes, actually, I have some network issues right now.
Oh, okay. But did like that installation work?
No, I tried, but I have some severe network issues, so I can reconnect to them.
Okay. All right. Let's keep so okay. So then I'll just check with Jagdish once more. Jagdish, are you here with us? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. So, Ramcharan, were you able to get to Google?
I can try with the Chrome now because I don't have the Firefox. Can I do with the Chrome?
Yeah. So like for Chrome, just do directly webdriver.chrome, I think, and then it should work. For that, you will need a Chrome driver. So like Gecko driver was for Gecko driver was for Firefox. Now for Chrome, if you want to do, you will have to download something called as a Chrome driver, which it will tell you like this is the website where you can get Chrome driver. And then if you go to that website,
Okay.
basically every browser has its own has its own software to connect to Python, right? Like has its own library to connect to Python. And that is what we need to install. So this is what we have. Like we have Chrome driver here, and then for Chrome, and then Gecko driver is the thing that we need for Firefox. I like Firefox because its performance usually is better than Chrome, but maybe now Chrome is also working fine. You can try anything. All right. So you give it one more minute because we are less number of people here, so that's why we're like just going with the flow so that everyone is with us, right? So Gopalakrishna, were you able to like open different types of websites and check out if it's working?
Yes.
Yeah, cool.
Prank, after importing Selenium, I have to from the what is that?
So after install, so you installed Selenium, right?
Yeah, after that one,
Mhm.
I have to type the from.
So so what you have to type is from Selenium
Okay.
import WebDriver.
Yeah.
And then after that, you will, because you have Chrome, you should download Chrome driver. So right, just open your browser or whatever, just open Chrome and then type download Chrome driver. And then you will basically get to this website. And then here you can like download whichever one suits you, right? So like check. So if you have Chrome, you will need to check the version of Chrome. Let me see if I have Chrome too. I do have Chrome. So I think here, if you go, then you can check your version of Chrome, right? Help about Google Chrome. See, like this is my version is 96. So just check whatever version you have, and then based on that version, download this here. So like for others, all of what we are doing today, it may seem like, okay, this is like random stuff, but this is one of the most important parts of like when you're trying to try out new libraries to set that library up. Because as you will see, let me actually show you. So this is the code, right? And then all the blue lines are just comments. So if you see, this is just a 59 line code, maybe like just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So in 10 lines of code, you can scrape the entire website. So the code is very, very small. So the coding part is not what is important here. What's important here is to like learn how to set all of these things up, right? Once you set it up, these libraries are so nicely designed that you can easily, download everything. Yeah, Ramcharan, were you able to download? So,
Yeah, I'm doing.
so once we do that, once we download, then we can basically open these different websites, right? Like here we are opening Google, then you can open, yeah, you can try to open. Like, let me actually do this with him. So I can solve issues if they exist.
We have to do exactly that. I'm showing for version 96. We have to do for 96. No?
Yeah. I mean, if you have, yeah, 96, then you can.
But Windows it has 32 zip only, but for me it's 64.
I think it will work. I mean, I'm trying it with you.
No, that file have to download that according to the need of the laptop because it's
Yeah, download the 32 zip. Download the 32 zip. It will work.
okay. Right.
Sure. So download it and then put it in the same path as we did with Gopalakrishnan. We did like a path placement, right? So do the same thing. Just download it and then put it in path of wherever you are saving your Python file. Done. Not done?
Yeah,
Done?
can I share my screen?
So you're having an error.
No, just confused little.
Okay, share your screen. Extract it. Right click on it. Say extract here. Okay, you already have Chrome driver. I can see it. So you have it. It's fine. It's there. Right? That's the file. And the last month, it is the last file. Okay. Now go to your Spider. And then whatever file like you're basically writing your code in, save that file in downloads. So your working directory, or basically what we are doing is we're changing your working directory to downloads. You don't have to do this. So wherever you save this file of scraping, that in that directory also save the Chrome driver. Okay.
Yeah, it's saved in downloads. Have to type new file.
Go to Spider, and then so we cannot see your Spider because you probably just shared the folder. So in Spider, click on new file and then click save as, and then save that file in downloads. Give it whatever name and then save it in downloads and then run it once. So once you run it, after that, if you type like the other command that I typed, then you should be able to work with Chrome.
Yeah.
Get it?
Yeah, I saved as web scraping dot py. After that, I have to put any. Yeah, in I saved as save as a web scrap. Can you new file? Still that I did not. After that,
So you saved it in downloads.
yeah, I saved in downloads that new file.
After that, so remember we did this from, you can write this again from Selenium, import WebDriver.
Cannot see.
Okay. Hit driver. So what you should write is you should write driver is equals to WebDriver dot Chrome and then empty brackets, right? And then once you do that, your Chrome will open up like it did on my computer.
Your screen is not visible.
Yeah. Like, so did you get the part that I said? I'll just. This is the command. This is the first one, and then this is the second.
Driver web.
Okay.
No, I'm getting a error. Chrome driver executable needs to be in the path. WebDriver extension. Getting this error.
Share your screen once.
Yeah, share this error.
No, I know what the error is. Share the screen. I want to see what your web working directory is. I think that is what the problem.
Yeah.
Run your press on play button. Just go and press on play.
This one.
Okay. Now type from Selenium import. Like type those two lines again in the console.
What to type?
The two lines that we did from Selenium import WebDriver from Selenium import WebDriver. Import
Yeah.
driver, right driver equals to webdriver.chrome.
Equal to.
No, driver equals to, not WebDriver. WebDriver is already the name of the library that we're importing, right? So driver equals WebDriver
Yeah, WebDriver.
dot Chrome, C capital, and then brackets. Yeah.
Yeah.
See the Chrome in the bottom. You have Chrome opened, right?
Yeah, Chrome is being controlled by yeah.
Okay, click on it. Open the Chrome. Let's see whether it opened a blank page.
Yeah, I open the Chrome.
Open the Chrome. All done.
Can you see my screen that Chrome one?
No, no, I cannot see it, but you can see it, right? So it's fine.
Yeah, I
It-
can.
Okay. Great. So now just while we are here, just also type driver like dot get, type driver dot get, and then type any website's address. Type http google.com.
Dot get in brackets. I have to type that.
Yeah, in brackets. Brackets in quotations, like quotes. Start quotes. Quote. Quotation marks. Yeah. HTTP colon. Yeah, then just double slash.
Backslash.
Only two slashes.
It's backslash in a website like random
Just
website.
go and copy it from like a web. Just go open your Chrome separately, and then you can open, I guess, like Google or whatever website, and then just copy the address and paste it. Forward slash, but it's fine. Like we forget. Okay, so I'm going to start my screen share. And then we are going to move on. Okay, so now both of you have your Python scraping thing working, right?
Yeah.
All right, so we know how to do that now. Let me just go back to my Firefox because I'm more comfortable with that. Webdriver Firefox. Okay. All right. Now, what do we need to scrape, right? So last year, what we did was there's this website. So this is the website, right? Like first, let me just open this website and see what it is. Okay. So let me just, so there is this website, which is the National Family Health Survey. And then basically, so these are the fact sheets, right? And then that is where you have like these options and stuff. So you can download the National Family Health Survey data from like this website. Okay. So let me paste the link in chat. So this is the next command that you should type. Right? Let me just paste this in the chat. 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 Sorry, I think I just sent that to chat. Let me send it to everyone. Okay. So that is the address, right? So this is the website that we want to connect to. And then we just saw how to connect to this website, right? Like how do we connect? We basically, so in the console, I'm doing this address, and then I'm doing driver.get add. What you guys should be doing, right? And then if I do this, then you see this website opens up automatically. Cool. So let me know once you're able to open this website. The reason why I'm like, you can also directly type in the name of this website in the get, right? But why we use this variable is just like, this is better way of coding. You can like change the name of the website if you want right here, and then you don't have to change it everywhere. So it's a smaller way to write it again and again if we need to write it again. Cool. So this is how we open the website. Now, what do we need to do? We need to like, let's say download these pages, right? So if this was my website, and let's say if the job is to download all states fact sheets, right? So just like this one, let's say we want to download Andhra Pradesh fact sheet, like this thing, and then we need to download this, and then we need to go back, and then we need to open another one, and then we need to download that, and then we need to go back, right? So you understand that is the job that we are trying to automate. We need to open this website. That's the first thing, open the website. We are there already, right? We are opening the website. And then once we open the website, we click on this state drop-down menu. We click all states one by one. So first we click with this Andhra Pradesh, and then we get the Andhra Pradesh fact sheet. We download this. So we somehow want to download that, save it in our computer somewhere, and then click on this back button. And then once we click on the back button, then we go again to this thing. And then we click on the next website, and then we go forward, and then we go back. Cool. So that is the automation that we are learning today. Okay. And then in the next 10 minutes, I'll show you at least one of those steps that we need to do. Okay. And then we'll again meet tomorrow. So then tomorrow we can like resume with whatever. Okay. So we got the address. Now we need to first find out how to do that, right? So let's see how to do that. So like I have this Chrome opened up here, and now there are these websites. So one thing you can do is you can right click on the page on the website, and then you can say view page source or inspect basically. So once we click on inspect, then there is this little, let me see if I can increase the size of this. Okay. So now, like this part is very big, right? So there is this arrow, click on that arrow, then this is what we want to select, right? So we click on that. Now, this is what we get, right? Like this is our thing. And are you guys with me so far? Did you get, like, are you seeing the source code now? Yes, no, something.
Oh, let's start. I have to start opening that file.
Yeah. Okay. So Ram can open that thing. Gopalakrishnan, are you able to open this website using the code that we used? Gopalakrishnan? Okay.
It's a bit slow. I'll do.
It's okay. But like, did the website open?
1 second. 1 second.
Basically, what we are doing after this is when we go into this page source, when we right click, so like what did I do? I right clicked and I said inspect, right? And then when I'm inspecting this, I click on this arrow because this arrow helps me to pinpoint whatever element I want to select, right? Like what is a website? A website is simply a collection of different things, right? Like these are all different buttons and each button does something. Like this button does something and this button does something. So like, how do we do it? When we go on a website, we have eyes, right? So we use our eyes to see the things that we want to see. And then we, like, once we see this button, we recognize, okay, this down arrow means that it will drop down. And then once it drop downs, then we see all of these options. And then we are like, oh, so this is like different options. So if I want to like see Andhra Pradesh's fact sheet, I can click on that. And then if I'll click on that, then it will open me the website. And then I see the new thing and then I proceed accordingly, right? So what is Python doing? When you are like opening this website with Python, then Python is also seeing this website. But how does Python see this website? Python sees this website in terms of these weird languages. This is Python's eyes. These are Python's ears, right? So like this is what code does. It sees this code. So we need to show it the exact code that we want. We need to pinpoint it. Like with our eyes, we look around and then we stop when we see this. Similarly, we need to do with Python. So by using this little arrow, I'm just going to that particular element. So I go to this particular element and then I select it. And now this is the code. Here, this is the code that corresponds to that select box, right? So I want to now tell Python that, okay, this is the code that you need to stop. So we need to provide Python with the code for that element. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So now how do we provide the code? We go to that code and then we have selected it. Now we right click on it. And once you right click, there is something called copy. If you go in copy, there are multiple options, right? You can use anything. What I like to use is full XPath, or I sometimes also use different things, but I just copy the full XPath, right? So I copy full XPath and then I go back to my Python, right? So I go here and then here, let me go to this empty file. And then here I paste it. Okay, so this is like this whole thing. So just to avoid this, first I will put like bracket like this braces, and then I paste this. So what is this? This is state XPath. So I create a variable state XPath or state XP, and this is what state XP is. Cool. So I copy this whole thing, and then I just go to my console because, like, just that is how we are doing it today. So state XP, and now we have a variable called state XP, and now we want to basically open this, right? So now let's see if driver has something which we can use. You see, there is like driver, I press tab, and then there are so many different things that driver can do. And then one of it is saying find element by XPath. So that is what we want, right? We want to find element, and then we want to find it by using XPath, right? So find element by underscore XPath. Oops. It's the whole thing. So we go driver dot find, and then okay, element underscore by underscore X path. Find element underscore y underscore X path. And then in the bracket, you need to provide XPath. So what is our XPath? We have stored this in state XP. So type state XP. And then it did it. It finds it, right? But then what do? We need to store it somewhere. Because if we just found it, it will find it. And then we will forget the link that we have just created. This is the link that we are creating, right? So we need to store this link somewhere, right? So let's store it in states. Okay. So we stored this in states. And now next, what do we want to do? We need to see what the states have. So let's see what all options do I get with states. States dot. Now again, there is this all thing. We can find more elements. We can do a lot of things, right? There is dot text. There is send keys. There are just too many options. And then there is also a click. Okay. So we have this XP, and then this is the thing that we want. Now we want to sort of select it. So this is where a new option will come. Okay, first, let me pause. Did you guys follow until the X part?
Yeah,
Now there is this new thing that we want, which is a select option. So this big command, I'll again post this in chat. But this is another thing that we need now. Okay, what do we need? We need select, because that is what will help us to select that option. Okay. And then, so once we have that option, now we want to select it. So I showed you the link, right? Let me open this thing. This thing. Right, we have this. So this new command that I wrote, let's break that down, right? The first thing we are doing is we are finding this element by XPath. This was the eyes thing that I said, right? That we have eyes and blah, blah, blah. And now what is this select thing doing that we imported to this new function? This new function helps us to select something. So this we need to select. So this is selecting that. So let's say if it selected this, then state selector dot, what all things can we do? We can deselect, and then there is something called as an options. Okay, so let's see what options we have. So this is something which we don't understand. This is like weird, right? So let me first see what is the type of these options, right? What is the data type? It says it is a list. Okay, we recognize list. So let's go with one element at a time. Let's just select the first element because it is a list. So I can type this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is some sort of a link again we have, but all right. So let's go back and then let's just see what it is. Let's say that I just call it one state. Oops. And then I just store this in that. Okay. Now what options do I have? Again, I have a lot of these options. One of these options is text. Okay. So let's see what that does. See, this is what it gives. The first element's text is this. What is that? This is the first element, right? Like here, this is the first one. And that is what it stores. You see what happened? Let me try this and then let's see if you guys can tell me what will happen. What will the output be?
Third state will be second or
Third
third
state?
state. Be what is the state?
This is the list. What will be the output?
Arunachal Pradesh
This is 0, then 1, 2, 3.
will be Arunachal Pradesh. Arunachal Pradesh.
That is what the output is. So we now at least know that this, whatever the state selector we have created, whatever, and the options that we use, this will have all of this, right? But now we somehow need to select the thing. Okay, so let's try this. Instead of dot text, let's say if I say dot, does it have anything like that? No, it will not show. Let's say dot click. Oh, it worked. See, it's as easy as that. We first figured out what it was, and then all we have to do is we have to click on it, right? Like, because that is what we are doing when we want to download. So if we click on this, then this is what we get. And then how do we go back? So driver was our connection to this. Let's try this. Voila, we went back, right? So we use driver to go back. Now let's see if our state collector works. Again, let's try another state. I tried state 4. It gave me an element. And what is the element? It called stale element reference exception. So what does stale mean? So stale in English, so stale, it just means something that has gone bad or that has gone old rather, right? So we have stale bread, right? Like if there is leftover bread in our house or if there's some, that is stale. The word in Hindi, we call it as basi. I don't know in other languages how we say it. But so stale is like in English, what we call stale, or in Hindi, what we say basi. And that is what happened. So that gives us a hint that, okay, now that no longer works. And why does it no longer work? Because we went to a new page and then we came back to an old page, which is why it doesn't work. So all we need to do is we just need to reselect it. Okay. So if we reselect it, and then if I do it again, see now state 4 was Assam, and then it opens for Assam. And then again, I do the same thing. I go back. You open this, and then we keep doing it. Makes sense? And that is where we stop today. So now what you guys should do for like till tomorrow's class or whenever, like later tonight or in the afternoon tomorrow, you should like try playing around with this website or any other website that you want. And then, but yeah, the first thing that you should do is you should try to write this up in a way now that helps you sort of at least open each of these one by one and then go back. And then again, like go to the next one and then open that and then go back, open to the next one, basically run through the entire list of states. Or if you want, you can try to figure out how to download it yourself. And then we'll talk about it tomorrow. Otherwise, like tomorrow, what we'll do is we'll download these sheets. So we'll basically go here, we will download these. and then we will extract these tables out of them, and then we'll put them in pandas, and then we'll save it on a computer, right? So and then that will be the end of scraping, right? So it will be very basic right now, but that's what we are doing. We are just learning how to. So we already learned how to navigate, how to click on these buttons. So you can click on any button, right? So tomorrow, try to basically like say, click on this contact us button for whatever reason, and just navigate the website. And then like it will come with practice. But the whole idea is that you go to this website, you read its code, and then you copy elements paths, and then you tell Python the path, and then you use the select operator or whatever, and then you can go on with it. Cool. So questions?
While doing, I have to do for select only, no? For copying that right click, no? For inspect. Suppose I have to go for other things also. I have to
Yeah.
directly copy that right click and inspect. I have to go for select that one, the copy link. Otherwise,
Yeah.
you have to go for inspect.
You inspect, and now there is this arrow. So you click on that, and then you. So this is where we get, right?
Yeah, that's for everything we have to go for that one for select.
Yeah. So you have to like inspect, and then you have to get the path. So copy XPath here, right? So you just copy the XPath, and then so basically that is the address of that element. And then you tell the address of that element to Python through like this find element by XPath, and that will be the link. So what select does is it selects that element, and then all the properties of that element are accessible to you. So like
select itself, we have that state and everything be included like that. Suppose we are
yeah. So select is basically, so like this is one element, right?
Yeah.
So this is an element which is a drop down element. Now what select is doing is it is holding on to that whole element. So that drop down element has a list which has all the state names, it has everything. So what select does is it gives us access to all of those elements and everything. Yeah, that is what select is doing.
Yeah, got it.
Okay. Cool. Balakrishnan?
Yeah, got it.
Okay.
We'll
So
try and
yeah. So try it out, and then if you have any queries, then just like post it on Piazza. I'm still in Austin, like I'm in US, so I might not be able to respond if you post it tomorrow afternoon, because that's like I would be sleeping by that time. But I'm sure like others will help you out, and yeah, but do post. But like definitely do try this out, because like this part, like I'm teaching you something very basic, right? So if you have like a website in your mind which you want to scrape, or you're like, oh, how do we do this, or how do I do that? Or sometimes if you go on a website and you're like, how do people automate something like this, right? Then you can do that. Like like sometimes you can like use this to do like very fun stuff sometimes, like you can maybe like if you want to continuously check for like, let's say, train seat availability or something like that, maybe you can like build a scraper to like continuously monitor flight prices or train seat availability and blah blah blah, and then you can do all of that. So it's a useful technique. And then in research also, like here we are using a research application, which is like the National Family Health Survey. If you have any other data sets that you feel like, oh, this takes a lot of time, I have to download like 200 Excel files or something like that, then that is where scrapers will start helping you to do repetitive tasks. And then to train it, you need to basically you need to have a corresponding action in Python for everything you also do humanly. So anything that you can do as a human, Python can also do, because we have eyes, and like that is how we do these things. And what Python does is Python sees code, so Python also has eyes in that way, like it recognizes different parts of code. So just draw parallels and then try to do things that you want. Yeah, that's it for today. If you